Hey, Morning Rusher regulars. This is Jonathon. There's Kelly Nash.
Oh, hey!
Hey, we're going to make you a promise right now. Tomorrow, we will not do math on the radio. Long story, don't ask. But that means that the answer will not be a math. It will not be a math question for you to have the correct answer to win tickets tomorrow morning from Brett Young at 6:30.
We have the answer. The answer is already up on our nearly impossible trivia challenge. And let's see if Tumbleweed can get today's answer. Remember yesterday, Tumbleweed shocked us when he got the answer right off the
We
bat.
might blow it right here, Weed. I get a shot at it too. Okay, ask me the question.
What is the most popular week of the year to break up? What week do couples most often break up on?
Today is the 6th. It's either this weekend or next weekend.
Tumbleweed, you want to take a shot at it? The most popular week of the year to break up?
Thanksgiving week.
No, but you're both kind of in the right idea.
Okay.
It's 2 weeks before Christmas.
That close to Christmas.
That's the most popular week
It's
of the
late.
year.
It's late in the game.
The least popular week of the year to break up is Christmas week.
Yeah, who would break up on Christmas week?
I don't know. Not many people, apparently. But now that you've heard it on here,
I broke up on New Year's week.
you got the inside tips on how to win. That's the trivia question tomorrow morning at 6:30, and you win the Brett Young pit passes for the big show happening here. What is it, April 17th?
April 17th at the Township.
The Township.
The best, is at the Township, the best acoustics in Columbia at the Township. All right, now, tomorrow morning, what?
Isn't that the wall that Tumbleweed signed as well?
Yes, in the back, where all of the stars signed.
Elvis Presley signed it. Everybody is signed. Now Tumbleweed is
Tumbleweed signed it just under Jerry Seinfeld, if I remember correctly.
I don't think anybody at the township knows about that. One day they're going to be going through that and go, who the hell is Tumbleweed?
You know, they really ought to take that wall out and then put it outside. Just the wall, and start a new wall, because the wall is completely covered.
So my favorite autograph wall that I ever got to be a part of or see was the Z100, which is a big radio station in New York City, and I got to go to work there in 1997. And my first night there, I'm walking down the hallway and I'm looking. They had this wall that but they thought ahead. It was just all brown paper that they had like for a wallpaper.
Gotcha.
So they were able to take it, I guess, from radio station to radio station.
Cool.
So anyway, every star in the world, I think, had visited Z100 between 1983 and 1997. Name a star, and they were there. Anyway, I'm trying to remember who had signed it. I think it was Huey Lewis.
Oh.
Had a huge signature. It was like this big on the wall, right? That Huey Lewis had signed it. And then right below it, Weird Al Yankovic had wrote, "Do not let Huey Lewis sign this wall. He's a hog," or something like that.
That's great.
Yeah, very funny.
I think my favorite ever was when Scritti Politti.
Oh my gosh, 1983, Perfect Way.
Scritti Politti at 104.7 WNOK. They wrote their names in the snow.
How'd they do that?
I don't have a video of that. And I'm not sure that was their names. I didn't analyze it that carefully.
Scritti
And it really
Politti.
wasn't snow. We didn't have a whole lot of snow in Columbia. It's like a dusting.
Okay.
So I couldn't capture that, nor would I want to.
I actually have to look up, because this is one of my problems in life. If somebody mentions something like Scritti Politti, it's like now. And also in my head, I want to look up Sly Fox now. Let's go all the way. These are one-hit wonders from the '80s, but I got to know, what are the guys?
Whatever happened to Scritti Politti?
Politti, are they living? Are they dead? Where are they?
All right, while he's looking that up, I know one of the other things we're going to talk about is, and some people are actually envious of this. I remember there was a time when I was envious of this. I used to have friends who worked construction, and they worked Monday through Thursday. They were off Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Now, they worked their full 40 hours, but they worked extra hour, like 12 hours a day. So they would get all their work in 4 days. Well, did you get the answer yet?
Oh, yeah. We got
Kelly.
Green Gartsdale. He's 64. And the reason I said goodness gracious, the most recent update said he's still touring with Scritti Politti.
Okay.
That's, how much money can you be making doing that?
They actually didn't sign their names. They wrote Scritti Politti with urine. In cursive.
If you can write anything in urine, I mean, I'm impressed. I'll be honest with you. I've never actually. Maybe I shouldn't be. I've never attempted it. That's one of those things. Maybe I'm not really living until I've given that a shot, Jonathan. But you watch
You
Squiddy
need to
Politti
stop
Song Renee.
this. Well, I wasn't like fully engaged in it. I just kind of saw it from a distance.
Oh, like Bette Midler sang it.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna. That's,
From a distance.
From a distance.
Squiddy
Yeah.
Politti.
it was their penmanship.
Snow.
So, okay, so let's get back to a 4-day work week. I like the 4-hour work day. That'd be good. We don't have that good of news for you. But apparently the science is in, so says Kelly, who keeps up with the science. You read this on science.com. Where do you get all these stupid polls?
I got this from, it's not a poll, it's from Microsoft.
It's a study.
Yeah, Microsoft in Japan took their entire company over the summer and said, we're going to go to a 4-day work week. And we're going to see what happens. Can we maintain our level of productivity that we've been doing on a 5-day work week? No extra hours. You're going to remove 8 hours from your work week.
Okay.
You don't have to come in or whatever. You're going to get the same amount of money that you've always received. So nothing changes except you only come here 4 days a week. I'm guessing some of them came in on Mondays and the others came in on Fridays. So some people had a Friday,
Sure.
Monday or whatever. With that in mind, according to Microsoft in Japan, they had a 40% boost in productivity. The company became more productive with only working 4-day work weeks.
I can see how that probably would happen.
They also, for some reason, well, I guess because you have fewer people there, they had a 23% decrease in their electricity costs. So the expenses for Microsoft went down, their productivity went up, and overall their payroll stayed the same. Now, in here we also have another guy, an economist named Dan Schwabel, I think, or Schwabel. Dan Schwabel says, and this is fascinating, that in the 1860s, the average work week for an American was 65 hours. Beginning in the 1970s, it had shrunk. It had been shrinking for years. It got down to 43 hours was the average work week in America in 1973. It is still 43 hours a week today, is the average work week in America. What he points out is that productivity is significantly higher the last 4 decades, but the costs, or excuse me, the profits are not being shared with you, the employee. Productivity rose 5% annually from 1987 to 2015.
Okay.
However, costs for labor only went up 2% annually. So they were profiting an extra 3% per year.
I would imagine that most of the reasons why you have that increase in productivity is because of the software and the high tech that we're using. So the companies are spending more money on the workspace than they did prior.
He says the average company is now making a little over 1,500% more today than they were in 1987.
Wow.
Based exclusively on what they're paying the employees.
Okay.
So yes, they did invest in those things.
Yes.
But they also screwed you out of your profits.
Gotcha.
With that in mind, he says you're getting to a point where people are being burnt out by the 43-hour work week.
Right.
They're miserable. They don't want to be here. There's not enough for them to actually do because of these things. And he's saying that in most first world countries, he says you'll be at a 4-day work week. On average, you'll be at around 36, 37 hours a week within the next 5 years. Most employees will be 4-day work week.
Well, I'm wondering now, would most people want a Friday off or a Monday off? Or remember back in the day when I was a kid, this didn't apply to all workers, but at least for the stores downtown, Wednesday afternoon, all the stores were closed.
A lot of restaurants are closed on Mondays.
Yeah. Hairdressers are off on Mondays. So, I don't know. That's it. Okay. There's some benefits there. Maybe somebody's already doing this and they're like, yeah, I'd get more work done now and I don't have to show up for the extra day.
I guess the concept would be that when you get locked into your work, knowing, because like right now you're like, well, I don't really have to work too hard because I'm going to get it all done anyway. But if they said, here's your work, but now you only got 8 hours less to do it, you're like, oh, I'm going to focus on it.
Yeah,
you get it all done and you actually work ahead.
I'll get out of here.
Yeah.
And you see those polls all the time, show how much time people use at work on Facebook. It's like an hour and 23 minutes a day people are Facebooking.
Sure.
So you cut down your Facebooking because you know you're going to have Friday off. You get your work done. Interesting. All right, we'll talk about that tomorrow morning. What time can we talk about that?
We can do that at 7:15-ish.
7:15? Okay.
Other stories we got. Most Americans say they're willing to go into debt for Christmas. Most Americans. And the average American will be in debt till July paying off their Christmas presents.
Wow.
So we like to rack it up.
Yeah, and consumer confidence going into this Christmas season, according to CNBC, is like another ban a year is coming for Christmas spending.
I'm trying to remember the most I ever spent on Christmas. I must be a crappy Christmas person because I don't think I've ever spent a lot on Christmas.
I think the most I've ever spent at Christmas for the entire family, because I had to buy computers that year.
Plural.
Yes.
But everybody gets a, you got a computer, you Oprah?
Janie and John each got computers.
All right. And this was back when it was like from Tandy,
yeah,
at like $2,500 a piece.
This was back like when a tower computer was like a real daggum purchase, and a laptop was, forget it. Now you get a laptop for $200.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you look at Radio Shack ads from the late '80s and early '90s, a Tandy laptop, or not a laptop, they had just the tower ones. They're like $2,800.
Exactly.
In 1988, when the average person was making like 20 grand a year.
Yeah.
It's like, so your computers today should cost roughly what, $15,000?
Yeah. I had John Merriman and Matt build John's computer because I could build it cheaper than I could buy it, and I built it specifically with everything I wanted. And they ordered it all, and like little Santa's elves built it. I think that computer was like $3,700.
Wow.
It was a lot of money.
And where is it today?
I still have it. I don't know if it'll fire up, but for $3,700, I'm never throwing it away. I tell you that.
That's like my leather jacket that I got in the early '90s that we brought out to a party once about 5 years ago.
Yeah. I love that jacket.
I paid like $900 for a leather jacket that was custom made for me. I'll never wear it again, but I'll never get rid of it either.
And I think that was the same year I went digital for Christmas. This was the same year.
It was a digital Christmas.
Yeah, you're gonna laugh out loud when I tell you, because I went to a place here in Columbia called Jackson Camera. It was open forever here in Columbia, right? You used to take your Jackrabbit films down there. Remember that? And when they first went digital, I bought a digital camera, and it was a name brand. I forgot which name brand it was. 1.3 megapixel.
Wow.
This was cutting edge.
Yeah.
I paid, I can't even believe I'm going to admit this. At the time, I thought, look how much money I'm going to save on film.
Yeah, I'll never have to buy film again.
And pictures that I didn't capture correctly. This way, I can just digitally capture them. I can approve them and save them, or I can discard them, right? Back in the day, that was unthinkable. I found the camera. I put it back in its box and put it in storage. I found that camera recently, and I still had the receipt inside.
How much?
$1,283.
Now the question that begs to be asked was, how much were you spending annually on film? When you thought that the $1,200 is a great investment.
I knew when I admitted that part of the story, I was going to have to do math on the radio. We don't do math on the radio. No math. I think I had one of the first digital cameras in Columbia. It was an Olympus, 1.3 megapixel. What's the megapixel on that?
Oh, I have no idea.
It's like 1,400.
Yeah, it's a lot.
It had like 1.3. All right, that's enough of that. I'm not embarrassing myself
The name of the
anymore.
phone is the Pixel. I have a Google Pixel. That's the name of it. The whole thing's a Pixel.
All right, we got to get out of here. Listen, reach out to us tomorrow morning, talk about the 4-day work week. If you want to win the contest, you do that with the same phone number. It's 978-WCOS. Reach out to us on social media. There's something you see you want us to talk about, or something we talked about today you want to expand on. You can do that. Twitter and Facebook. See you tomorrow on SHIT. So happy it's Thursday on the Morning Rush.